Okay, guys, so for those of you interested in the Shadowverse competitive side and tournament play, we've had some really good news in this last week and a little bit more detail about the Shadowverse Open. Now, infamously, most of you will know that there's this sort of big 100 million yen or whatever it is for the grand final. But obviously, there's quite a roadmap to getting there, and that is what has been shared with us. So let's take a look at the information. So first of all, there's kind of like a high-level overview here of the key dates. So the Shadowverse Open Kickoff on the July 26th, 27th, and August 2nd and 3rd. And then it works through the qualifiers. So there's a kind of high level there, but there's actually a news article which actually just breaks this down a little bit more. So the exciting thing is we're going to be like a month and a half in, and set 2 will be out. So set 2 will be playable in the first open, which is pretty important to know. Let's take a look. So yeah, it's almost here, and with it we're excited to finally unveil the roadmap for a bold new era of Shadowverse Open tournaments. Shadowverse Open 2025 is your gateway to the competitive side of Shadowverse Worlds Beyond. Whether you're a newcomer or seasoned veteran, we've crafted a series of tournaments and formats that are easy for players of all skill levels to jump into. So what's on the line? The Shadowverse Open 25 has a massive pool prize of over $30,000 US, along with exclusive in-game rewards and a chance to travel to Singapore to compete in the live grand finals. That's not all. The Shadowverse Open 2025 will have 4 qualification slots for the Shadowverse World Grand Prix 2025, which offers an incredible grand prize of 100 million yen. That's about, I think it's about $600,000. This is just the beginning of a thrilling new chapter for competitive Shadowverse. We can't wait to show you what's ahead. Shadowverse Open 2025 is almost here, and it's time to rise to the challenge. So first of all, guys, I'm super hyped about this. Like, honest to God, like the production around it, this is my Christmas. Like, I'm gonna have to tell the kids, I'm like, sorry, Daddy's not here for Christmas. I am watching the Shadowverse 26th of December, 27th. I am watching these finals. I cannot wait. So let's take a look. So basically, let's say you're thinking, all right, I'm interested in joining. The first thing you want to look at is the Shadowverse Open Kickoff. This is taking place in July, right? So the Kickoff is your introduction to Worlds Beyond tournaments with a $5,000 US prize pool, exclusive in-game prizes, and a spot at the Shadowverse World Grand Prix. So as you go through each of these stages, there's this prize money on the line, right, as we're going, which is pretty cool. So the way this works is the preliminaries kick off on the 26th and 27th of July. It's a best of 1 with 2 decks. Now, I don't like this format at all. I think it's really weird format, but I do understand it in the interest of inclusivity and time, right? If you want as many people to play as possible, I do kind of get why they're doing it, because if you start doing like best of 3 from this early on, it's just going to be, yeah, it's just going to be too much, quite frankly. So what we're saying here is that the you choose 2 decks, right, and then you get to put 1 deck forward essentially. And so you can swap. So if you get annoyed with 1 deck, for example, 3 games into the Swiss format, whatever, you can go on the other one. Players with less than 2 losses at the end of the Swiss will move on to the playoffs. Now, what I'm not clear about here is how many games are played in the Swiss. Right, unless I'm missing something, it doesn't tell me. Is it 8 rounds of Swiss? Is it 2 rounds of Swiss? Is it 16 rounds of Swiss? I don't know. Generally, Swiss means that you're going to play an amount of games and you'll play whoever's next to you. So if you lose your first 2 games, you're going to be somewhere near the bottom, but you'll play someone else who's also lost 2 games. Whereas if you win your first 2, you're going to play someone with a similar record. So it's pretty cool. And so basically, if you've got less than 2 losses at the end, you move on to the playoffs. Now, the playoffs will happen a week later on August the 2nd, and this is where it becomes a best of 3. So no bans. You can just literally pick your 2 best decks, and you get to use them. And again, it's a Swiss format, and the top 8 players from this will move on to the finals. So this will feel very similar to the Gengar's Gauntlet, the $1,000 tournament that we had at the end of week 1. Then we go into the finals, which is the 3rd. So August the 2nd is the Saturday and the 3rd is the Sunday. And this is a best of 3, no bans, conquest again, single elimination format. So this is just going straight into like quarterfinal, semi-final, final, right? Now, players are going to be able to change decks between preliminaries and playoffs and finals, but no deck changes will happen between the playoffs and the finals. So basically, the playoffs and the finals, where you're probably going to have to, I guess you're going to have to submit your 3 decks and you'll be locked. They'll be locked in. No changing between those. Okay, so the qualifier series consists of 4 online tournaments with a combined prize pool of $20,000, along with exclusive in-game rewards and a chance to qualify for the SVO Grand Finals. While all tournament dates are listed in UTC, each qualifier is hosted in different regional time zone, ensuring that players around the globe have at least one event that aligns with their local time. So you basically get to pick the one that makes most sense for you. Now, the format and schedule on the 16th and 17th of September, the 6th and 7th September, 13th and 14th September, 27th and 28th. The preliminaries are best of 1 again, so similar to what we said before. And it's a Swiss round, and then followed by single elimination, best of 3, no bans, conquest, play in rounds, all in rotation. Okay. Finals are an 8-player single elimination, best of 3, no bans and conquest. So these finals are going to be awesome to watch. Hopefully, they're all going to get live broadcast. And then basically, the top 2 from each of the qualifier advance into that the SVO Grand Finals. Okay. So these were the kickoffs. These are the qualifiers, and then the Grand Finals happen here, which is the 25th and 26th of October. So this culminating offline event will take place live in Singapore, where the top 8 players from the qualifier series will battle it out for $10,000 prize pool, and more importantly, 2 coveted spots at the Shadowverse World Grand Prix 2025. So we've already gone over the dates, and the format again is going to be best of 3, no bans, conquest, and rotation. Okay, cool. And then you have the SVO Last Chance Qualifier, and that is your last chance to qualify for that Grand Prix, and that takes place in November. Now, I do think that this is offline, right? Winner takes all showdown for the last remaining slot. So bring your A game and leave it on the battlefield. Is that an online one then? Is the Last Chance Qualifier online? Format's kind of similar, really, to what we've just been discussing. Good luck and have fun. We'll see you in the tournaments. Yeah. Okay, so basically, you've got multiple opportunities, right? You've got multiple opportunities to try and meet that, get through to that final Grand Prix slot. So I just think it's really exciting because obviously, doing well in any one of these events is going to be its own thing. There's going to be prize money involved as well. So I'm super hyped for this. It's so great that at the very, very beginning of the game, they have, they've already laid out a Grand Prix season. I think that's awesome. I think that's so important to have that competitive seed. So there we go, guys. So go and get your diaries booked in 26th and 27th. And if you obviously qualify, the 2nd and 3rd of August. That is happening in less than a month, guys. I'm super hyped for that, and I'm definitely going to be doing some content around the winning decks, and hopefully maybe even streaming if we've got if it is being broadcast. So we might do a bit of a watch party. Absolutely awesome. Super pumped for that.